Well, it's quite a tough question to answer, actually. Like you said, I've only had 30 minutes of international football, but like I also said to the gentleman down there, I'm a player who has a lot of self-belief, you know, and if called upon, I believe that I am a player who can make something happen. So, and I'll continue with that confidence, because I think that all the top players, and we're around top players, you feel it. All the top players have that sense of confidence that doesn't border on arrogance, but there's a line, and you hear a lot of ex-players talk about it, and you've got to have that confidence. I wouldn't be here without that confidence. So, if called upon, I will do my best to produce that moment of magic, like you talk about, and have that self-belief that I do belong at this stage. Yeah. The feeling of putting on that shirt, 30 minutes, like the gentleman said there, at senior level, but obviously a few times for the under-21s, and singing the national anthem, stood on the pitch with pre-game, as a feeling and the goosebumps that you can't really replicate, I don't think. And that feeling is the best feeling ever, representing your country, and you should never take that for granted. And it's an honour and a privilege, and every player in the squad will tell you that. So this is no different. Yeah. Oh, I thought that might get brought up, and I'm actually glad you asked. Because people forget I was actually capped by Gareth Southgate and called up after the casino incident, and it wasn't a big deal at the time for Gareth, and it got blown out of proportion, and some of it was ridiculous to what actually happened. But that's in the past. I don't want to go into the details, because we know in-house what it was, and it wasn't a big deal then. And like I said, I was actually capped after that incident. So people who often say, and I think are just maybe looking for an excuse for me why I wasn't in the squad, but I don't think that was the case.
That was never a concern for you personally?
No,
you never thought that was...
We had already spoke about it and put it to bed, and then I was called up and capped after that, so that was never a concern, and I think that was more outside noise from you lot, I think. Oh, I'm definitely a student of the game, whatever that means. I watch all the games, I watch everything. My house is football mad, you know. My girlfriend goes crazy about it, because I watch, you know, in lockdown when there was 4 games a day on TV, I had them all on. But I'm a football man, and I've said that many times, because I just love the game. In my head, I'm still that little boy who's kicking around in the garden, the little boy with face paint on, like you said earlier. So a student of the game is probably a way to describe it. And is there a player that... I don't think there's a player that I model myself on now, because maybe when I was younger, but I appreciate all the good players in the Premier League, and always try and take stuff from players from wherever I can, whether they're at a higher level than me, the same level than me, even a lower level. Like, if I'm watching games on TV, I'm often watching players in my position. And you look at the likes of a couple of seasons ago when I actually thought to myself, how can I score more goals when I wasn't in the squad? Bruno Fernandes was playing very well for Man United and putting up ridiculous numbers in terms of goals and assists. So I'd probably watch him a little bit closer at that time. That's the first one that springs to mind, and there's lots of examples. But how can I watch him? How is he scoring so many goals, kind of thing? And what runs is he making that I'm not, kind of thing? So if stuff like that means that I'm a student of the game, then I'm a student of the game.
بين العناصر وحضور كامل العناصر دون أي غيابات في هذه الفترة التدريبية الإعدادية لمنتخب إنجلترا قبل أو تمهيدا لنقل لمشاركته في هذه النسخة. منتخب إنجلترا الذي بلغ الدور نصف النهائي في روسيا 2018 يرغب هنا في قطر 2022 الذهاب بعيدا على الأقل لما وصله في تلك المرحلة، في تلك البطولة النسخة الماضية من نهائيات كأس. يلا